Next time. Next time. Okay guys, so welcome back to Norman's Garage. We left off last time. I had made some plates for the rear shock towers. That's all done. I've actually been working a lot. Got actually my garage cleaned up a little bit. I want to do a garage check here soon. And I've actually worked on just finished welding up a lot of parts of the cage. Did those gussets there just to help strengthen up that the center section, because the actual exhaust tunnel, because it was getting very flimsy back here in this one spot. Soon I got to make plates to go through all these places and block them off. And so yeah, just been making a lot of gusset plates in places that, you know, I've got most of the way welded, but physically you can't get to some places. So per the rule book, you know, you can gusset in place with an 1/8 inch plate. So got a lot of this stuff done too, and most of this is all welded. Had some friends help me out make some plates here. I've got them all welded now there. For pretty much every hole that I'm not gonna use, I am going ahead and blocking off. I need to grind down those welds some, but I still need to refine this plate a little bit, because back behind there's some old bulkhead terminals where I had chargers, and there was another cutoff switch there at one point in time. Then I, you know, cut through for the bar, so you know, it's just a mess. So I figured I'd make kind of just one big plate to go over there, and once it's welded you really won't be able to tell that that was all cut up so bad. And then I've got some real big plates to go here, because this was probably the strongest point of the car, and I pretty much just cut it to pieces to fit those bars. So I gotta actually, you know, do some plating here and make sure that this stays strong and that this is all tied together well. And I'm not going to worry too much about filling up all these holes as long as everything's structurally sound, because for one, it's be covered by the dash, and then also I'm going to seal off every single hole in the engine bay that I don't actually have to use. I'm sealing off, because that way this can be a true firewall, and that's my goal here. Safety is my #1 goal. So doing that, and before I fit one more bar at all, I want to go ahead and finish weld everything that I've got right now. So I got a couple little spots left, like, you know, some bottom pieces here, and I've actually got all the undersides of all the bars down here. So I just cleaned out underneath the car. There was a lot of crap under there, and gonna actually finish weld everything up under there before I even get started doing more bars. I know last video I said that I was going to actually put the floors in before I did the funny car hoop, but then I realized how nice it is that when I do fit it, I can just be standing in here and do everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up and get to doing a finish welding every last one of these bars, and I'll probably do a little montage here. It's not exciting, but you know, and then we'll go back from there. We are back. Everything that I currently have fit up is fully finished welded. So now I feel better about moving forward. I really didn't want to get like a million bars fit up and then just couldn't access stuff to weld, or just it was so daunting of a task to finish everything, and it becomes a lot, you know. So next up is going to be, actually I want to brace right here. So this will suffice as some of my rear down bars. You know, I am going to be doing rear down bars into there and tie my parachute bar and everything else in from the top of the hoop here. But so I'm going to go ahead and make some plates to plate here, so then I can actually do a down bar from here over to the main hoop back here before I get started on the funny car hoop. So that's my plan. Always verify before you do something here. Find down bars. These are 51 Bravo. If you see right there, that counts for the rear down bars. And so let's see, 51 Bravo. So 51 Alpha, and 2 bars any length, okay? And that serves as inch and 5/8 083 if you're using chromoly, okay? Or, so for one, my driver's helmet is going to be entirely forward of the main hoop, so that's why I can use these, okay? 51 Bravo is technically what I'm doing. That can be inch and a half, but I'm going to do it on inch and 5/8 because I have a lot more. It really doesn't weigh anymore, and yeah, so that, so where I'm trying to mount to there, this actually is directly above where your rear trailing arm main mount point is, up under here. So I figured that'd be a good spot to brace, and also gives us a little bit more rigidity there. Alright, now I got a template. Beer soda boxes do a very good job at using this template cardboard. So now I'm going to take, I think I'm going to get both of these plates out of this 1/8 inch plate, and just buy these from Summit. I can put that in the description below. These are nice because they're already cut, you know, to a smaller piece. Just draw it out. If I can get 2 out of the 1, that'll be very nice. Let's see here. Ooh. Barely can't. I don't really want to sacrifice the size of my plate much, because that would be taking off about 1/4 inch of each. So let me just grab another plate. Still be able to use the rest of that plate for something, but ow. Got metal stuck in me as always. Fabrication life, right? Okay. Go ahead and draw this one out here. Be easy enough to cut up. We will set these up in the vise. I don't feel the need to film this. I filmed making those other plates earlier. Cut it out, weld it in, good to go. Freaking metal in my hands all the time and everything else. Alright, so got both plates welded in. I don't know if y'all can see that. So now it's a matter of making a bar. I'm going to go to this plate. We'll come up about right there. Just something to triangulate right there a little bit. And go ahead and measure, cut, and notch. And we should be having us some bars. Come about here. Cut a 45 on both these sides. So for straight angles, I usually use my notcher small ones. For all the way up to a 45, I don't think this is going to fit in there very well. So I'm just going to notch this with my flap disc on the grinder and shape it to fit. got us a pretty dang good notch there now, so we're pretty darn good. And it sits down there pretty nice. I would say that it's a success. Both bars fit up intact. I'm gonna go ahead and work on finish welding these things. First off, I gotta put a hole in for a vent, because otherwise you will not be able to fully drill some a vent hole here, and we can work on welding this thing. Now we finally get to start on the actual funny car hoop. So yesterday afternoon I didn't film it, but I did cut out the old harness bar, and so now I need to work on fitting up all the bars that encompass this. Now there's numerous different ways that you can do the funny car hoop. I'm trying to figure out the best way for me still, because the kit I bought was meant to go off of a factory original harness bar on 10 point, but that would need to be a 1 5/8", and the cage kit I had that as an 1 1/4" before. So I can make another 1 5/8" to go here, but with that and with the other bar that's got to go down here, that's going to make it to where if you ever need to get into the back side of the car at all to do something, it's going to be a pain in the butt. So I really don't want to do it like that. So I've been looking at the book here on and sketching out a couple things. So I've been looking at the book here, and this is the generic way here. So you have this one bent bar that goes down here, and these are optional. If you look at the notes here, it says, you know, to see your different notes here, those are actually optional. This bar here can tie into this number 15. So I was a little bit worried about that, because I don't have a tubing bender, so I'm going off of bends that I already bought. So I was worried about not being able to do this number 47 and this number 50. So this is not completely inclusive, nor is it restrictive. So this one is still you could still tie back into there. That's kind of how mine is going to end up looking. So it's got typical designs here. I'm actually going to be using a little bit of a variation between here, but it does give you your minimum points of contact. If you look at your notes, the way that I'm going to be doing it, I need to have a minimum of 5 points of contact for the hoop, which I will definitely have. What I've decided to do is more resemblant of this, because I'm going to have one bent bar going back there. So with the cage kit I bought, I do have this bar here, so that I'm going to have to make fit, go up to my halo and then come back down to that other crossmember bar. And I'm actually going to use my old rear down bar as my bar that goes around and connects. That's the plan, at least. This is actually pretty wide, so I think it's not going to be restrictive on my seat if I use that. I was a little bit worried about, that not being a true 90, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. So I'm planning on doing that, and then tying another bar like I sketched out here. So this is a rough sketch for sure, but so that bar is going to come around there. I'm going to have a bent bar here, and then I'm actually going to tie a bar here so I can use my helmet, put my helmet guards in the right spots. This would still suffice with your 5 points too. That's another way I could do it. That doesn't look quite as good, and this is the way that I would need to do it if it was with my with a harness bar up there all the way across. But then really, if you ever want to get in the back side of the car, you'd have to crawl between that hole, and I'm not quite as agile as I used to be. I really don't want to be doing that, so I really don't want to have that bar there. So I'm gonna go ahead. The first thing I'm gonna do is cut this number 15 bar. That's got to be at 1 5/8 chromoly. Got plenty of that. So I'm gonna cut that because that can really go anywhere up and down because my hoop is straight here and there. So first thing to do is to cut and fit that, and then I can figure out exactly what height that needs to be based on where this is gonna intersect. So I'm gonna do that, and you guys are gonna be along for the ride. Now we're left with a nice knot. You just got to clean it up a hair, and we'll have to do the other side. So one big thing is to keep your actual, sides correct so that you're not, going to have an offset notch. Like I said, I'm not going to act like everything fits perfectly all the time. So one thing that I've seen you guys comment is that, hey, I'm all about explaining the good, the bad, and the ugly. Hey, you tear an engine, you talk about it, right? You don't just say, oh, we're on the same engine. Yeah. Oh, that's get our square. I think we're gonna be alright. Alright, I think I got a decent spot marked, and we're gonna send it. There's no way for me to cut this on that other no way for me to cut this on my other cold cut saw because it's on a bend, and that thing does not like bends whatsoever. So, and I don't have a porta band, so just get the sawzall, and then I got a notch with the good old flat disc on the grinder. I think we're good to go. Move this bar down a little bit. We'll be alright. Wow. Kind of scary. So whenever you are doing a manual notch like that, just take whatever other scrap piece of bar and try to fit it up there, right? Guys, I'm telling y'all, this is how Jack Leg does all this stuff. I don't claim to be Tim McCain, the race cars, by any means. Okay guys, sorry my GoPro quit filming and I wasn't aware of it, but now I do have this crossbar and the number 18 bars all fitted up and just tacked, and then also the initial funny car bar is all fit up and it looks good. From there, I'm actually going to have a bar that comes from that point up around to here, and then the two bars here and here come across, and then helmet bars. So should be pretty good to go. My fit ups all look good, and yeah, that was not quite as daunting as I thought it was going to be. So it's looking pretty good. I don't know if you guys can see all that because of the sun glare, but I really like how all that turned out. Okay guys, so I actually have good news. So all this is fit up. I'm about to go ahead and weld a lot of this stuff up. Gotta drill some vent holes first. Everything has been wiped down with acetone, cleaned up nicely. You know, emery cloth, get all the mill scale off of it. And man, I'm not gonna lie, I had this other pipe that I found that was out of an old pre-bent cage, leftover stuff, that was gonna fit perfect. And I got confident because I've been fitting bars all day. When I fit it up, it was a little bit too short, which sucked. Then I realized this came out of my pre-bent cage, which is actually the bar meant to go from here to there. Well, I don't necessarily need that to be like that. However, this one's longer than the other one, and the other one actually is long enough for that. So hopefully I have some redemption there. I did go ahead and get this one fit up. It took quite a bit of maneuvering to make that. Wait, wrong side. Yeah, that's the complicated one. It's because I have this joint here along with these bars and then going up at this angle. And see. So, oh, where is it? Yep, so that fits all good and nice now. Thanks to my flap disc notching technique, it lines up with my other bar too, so it's gonna be real easy to do support bars, you know, there. So it's all gonna look good there. It's all gonna be nice. You can put a harness bar across and the up bars, and then I can still leave that other area open. So very, very thankful I found this other pipe. Everything lines up. However, before I weld that bar, I need to weld this bar because it's going to become inaccessible, and I would much rather have this welded all the way around. So I'll go ahead and get started on that. Yep, that pipe's hot. Wear long sleeves, people. I'm done. Try to hold this one and tack it at the same time. See if I can do it like that. There we go. So now for a little bit of recap of what all we got done in this video. We got those plates done, right, and these bars done, and then everything was finish welded yesterday on the bottom side, everything else, got all that. And now today I got this cross member, those bars, and now I've got the actual funny car bars all fit up. So those are the worst two ones in my opinion. And the rest of them are just really helmet bracing, other than this one bar that comes here to there. So I mean, really making some progress. Got the diagonals to do, which aren't going to be hard because they're only out 1 1/4 inches. And I'm excited, y'all. Let me know if you guys are excited in the comments. I'm excited to actually start putting this thing back together, get the engine in it, you know, and get our nice fancy wiring harness from Romy in there, you know, all that stuff, and see this car start working. So let me go what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to stay up to date. I am uploading every Wednesday, and stay tuned for next week where we fit up our rear bars and parachute mount and get all those good. Also, I will be at the Haltech Hail Mary Derby this weekend at MIR with the Darton East yellow pink lemonade car. Feel free to stop by the pit and say hi and let me know what you think.